30 million on Easter Sunday. Now, I tell you, that is a lot of money to take to drop into the old tray at church for service. But holy hell, I gotta say, give it to these guys. They were able to get in there through the roof, no alarms, no nothing, and get 30 million after cracking the vault. Garda, man, I hope their insurance is big and covers this kind of theft, because we know these don't happen very often, but when they do, they are something. I know usually bank robberies and that don't make news, but stuff like this does make news. Like, take a look at this, right? The thieves stole 30 million from a vault in Easter Heights and leave without a trace. And cops have no idea how they did it. I mean, they know they got in, they know they got around the alarms, but they don't know how they managed to do that. You know, I mean, they're calling it a heist of biblical proportions, where the thieves pilfered 30 million in cash from the Los Angeles area vault on Easter Sunday, and no one even noticed the empty vault until the next morning. I do want to know, given how much cash is in there, was this place not staffed over the weekend at all? Like, did they really just leave that without any guards there whatsoever? I mean, we know the burglary, they say, took place Sunday night at the Garda World facility in Sylmar, which handles cash for several businesses in the area. Now, Garda World is a Canadian company out of the province of Quebec. Now, and they are one of the largest, apparently, security companies around when it comes to this stuff worldwide. You see their trucks everywhere. Well, let's see how that manages after this. This is a big hit to take. I mean, they say the thieves were so stealthy that the safe showed no signs of a break-in from the outside, and the operators of the business were none the wiser until they opened it on Monday morning. Well, damn. So that means they got into the facility, around the alarms, into the safe, and nobody noticed at all during that entire time. That is impressive. I admire these people and the balls that it takes to pull something like that off. Anybody that says that you don't admire them, you're lying. You got it, because that is art right there, to be able to get in and do that. Like, these are pros. Clearly, most obviously, it's got to be some sort of inside job. That, or these guys are so pros, being everything is so connected now that they managed to actually hack into the system and learn everything and shut it down and get in that way. I mean, I tell you, a building like that should not have any outside connections. There should not be no internet connections. There should be nothing. That way, everything is old school, key locks, nothing electronic, because then it makes it a hell of a lot harder to get in. Everybody protects everything now with modern alarm systems and electronics, and it just makes it that much easier when you can circumvent the electronics to break in. It's a lot harder when you need a different key for every door and a combination for every vault. They got to go back to the old school ways when it comes to actually protecting money in a building, I swear. But I mean, that is a big building that had all that money. They're talking $30 million. That is a big, big heist. However, it also appears that they had blown a hole in the wall, and they don't know if that's how they got in or how they got out or what that hole was for. Right now, they're still making assumptions. And the FBI, yes, they have taken over, and they're trying to figure it, and they're asking the public's help for assistance of any eyewitnesses or anything going on. I mean, do you really think if nobody noticed anything going on there? It's kind of in an out of a way spot, right? I mean, here you got the footage of the facility on Wednesday showed what appeared to be a gaping hole in the side of the building with a pile of debris next to it. And it's unclear if that damage stemmed from the break-in. You know, They don't know. And very few people would have known how much cash was stored in the nondescript facility, the LA Times notes. Yes, they're a nondescript facility, but of course they got the trucks going there. If you live any city anywhere and have driven around an industrial area, you will spot where these depots are. It is not that hard. They're usually the ones that have the extra fencing, the higher fencing. They'll have maybe barbed wire, razor wire around the fencing. They'll have the armored vehicles in the lot. Like, everything screams that it is a depot. But that hole they're talking about is this one, and they're not sure why the hole is there, how it was there, or if the hole is actually part of the robbery at this time. You know darn well they already know, because the company's going to be like, no, we just put that there and left it. No, those damn raccoons. That's a big-ass raccoon got in there and did that. Knocked that hole. Rats are chewing holes through the concrete and everything and getting in and eating the money. That's what happened. The rats got in and ate $30 million worth of money. Them big LA sewer rats, you know. But they don't understand. I mean, the heist is one of the largest in Los Angeles history, you know, and it's outpaced almost all the region's armored car thefts. Now, they mention here, when it comes to the armored car thefts and this in the Garda world, who remembers the Dunbar robbery? They got 18.9 million on that one, but you were talking 25 years ago with the Dunbar robbery. When you account for inflation, that comes in at $35 million today. So, gentlemen, when you did the Dunbar robbery, you still hold the record for the largest cash depot theft, counting for inflation. So congratulations to the Dunbar crew. They still hold the record. I'm sorry, I like that. This is news. This is the type of stuff I want to see on the news. I really don't care how many times Biden's tripped on the stairs or Trump has said something that offended somebody. This is news. This is what is interesting and will get you to watch your news channel. I swear to God. But, you know, but they have this. So, you know, in the Easter Sunday theft, now this here comes nearly 2 years after the 100 million in jewels and other valuables that were taken from an armored big rig at a Grapevine truck stop while the driver slept on his lunch and nap break. Could you imagine getting robbed of $100 million while you sleep? That's out there. That's insane. That would be wild to no end to lose $100 million while you sleep. But we have this. This is great. Now, are they going to find these guys? I doubt it. I mean, they're already admitting that they're definitely well informed. They are a full-on crew. They know what they're doing. Clearly professionals. Now, the thing is, they go, well, we don't know if it was an inside job or not. Well, every one of these so far has always been an inside job. There's never been one that wasn't an inside job. So if this wasn't an inside job, double whammy, I tell you, because it means that somebody got into the computer system, and I bet that's exactly how it was. If it wasn't an inside job, it means somebody accessed the computer system, knew what they were doing, had the layout, had the prints, knew where everything was, could shut down the alarms, and got away with the money. So what do you think? Are they going to find these guys? Are they going to catch them? Probably not. Even though they knew and they had their suspect in the Dunbar robbery, they had no evidence, and he didn't get caught until 2 years later when he made a mistake and actually handed over some of the money still wrapped in the bands, in the bank bands from the robbery when he was paying for something. I believe it was a realtor at the time. And that's how he got caught. He slipped up after 2 years of being careful and laundering and spending money. And now the Dunbar robbery only ever recovered 5 million of the 18.9 million that was stolen. So you'd have to say somebody still made off with a lot of money out of that after everybody got out of prison. And this one here, 30 million, they're not going to find these guys. Their best chance would be they might find the money somewhere. They don't even know what kind of vehicle they took off in. It had to be big. You're talking hundreds of pounds of money. $30 million is going to be a lot of money. So anyway, I just had to give this a shout out because these guys, this is epic. You know, I like this stuff. This is what makes the world go round, you know, when you can see these things. So yeah, we're going to end this here at this. I just had to get this out here. It is a beautiful Friday. And thanks everyone for coming out and having a look and seeing this one. This is different. It's just a little bit news. And remember, come around on Saturday for the live stream. It's the Gen X Saturday night. Anything goes. Come on in, have a talk, conversation. We discuss anything and everything. Anyway, until later, this is Drax saying stay safe and peace out, everyone.